your assistant.
She loves me.
I'm gonna have to bring her in and ask her those things.
She will say I absolutely love her. I know it.
So she would not say that you were needy.
No, she wouldn't. No.
No.
Because if we don't, I'm like, that's being in public health. Okay, that's what I do.
I think we need to get her on the phone. Is your assistant on? Let's call her while we're broadcasting.
We can totally do that.
Let's call her while we're broadcasting. I'd like to ask your assistant.
She said she's still at the nail place anyway.
Call her. Let's call her. Let her know that we are broadcasting live, and that tomorrow has a question for her.
Okay.
Hey girl.
Hey girl, what you doing?
Still at the nail shop. What you doing?
Okay, before you say anything else, we are broadcasting live, and tomorrow has a question for you.
Okay.
Okay? Here she is.
Hi, how are you? Hello?
Can you hear
There's
me?
no one there. Hello?
I'm so sorry. So I definitely put you on mute. What'd you say?
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you state your name for our listeners, please?
My name's Gina.
Okay, Gina, can you please describe how it is working with Dr. MacD?
It's dope. I enjoy it. She's really professional, but she also makes patients. Yeah, I feel at ease. It's always fun. Never a dull moment.
Oh, okay. Is she a needy doc?
Oh man. Yes.
Bitch!
Great.
What did she just say?
Wait a minute. Gina, right?
Yes.
You said at times she can be needy.
Yeah, she just needs the tools to be great. That's, you know.
But most of the time she's great. But at times she can be needy.
Yeah.
You gotta call
Okay.
me out when I'm being
Okay.
needy.
Okay. I really wanted to call you while we're broadcasting, because we are broadcasting live, and I wanted to call you and ask you this question, because this is the question that we are discussing right at this very moment, live. And she said that she is not a needy dentist.
That's right.
And I said, well, let's call your assistant right now and let's ask her.
Dang, I was supposed to be there for you, wasn't I?
Yes, you're supposed to be there for me.
Dr. MacD.
Sorry.
Dr. MacD is here stating that she is not a needy dentist. And you, Gina, clarified that she is not, but at times she is. So I thank you for clarifying that, and I hope that you can come to my studio and maybe talk more about the dynamics of assistants versus dentist.
Definitely.
Would that be possible at some point?
Of course. Again, nothing but free time. I'm not, helping out my needy dentist.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, helping out your needy dentist.
I am going to kick your ass.
Okay. So listeners, you hear that. At times, dentists can be needy. I think Dr. MacD was trying to keep that from us.
I am so much fun to work with. Am I not, Gina?
Oh yeah, you're the best doctor in that clinic, that's for sure.
I love you.
See, and we appreciate that. I know that our listeners will appreciate that. We've just been talking to her about how wonderful she is, and she's been sharing her journey with us on her life journey as far as being just an awesome, and what led her to dentistry. So feel free to come through and talk to us as well. We'll be here. I'm still recording and broadcasting, so feel free to come join us, okay?
Of course. Thank you so much for the invite.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you
All right,
later.
bye-bye.
Have a good one.
She's
So,
awesome. I love her.
you guys,
But I guess I
there
am
you
needy.
have it. There
All
was
right.
Gina, who is Dr. MacD's assistant, who said that she can
Just
be
be a needy bitch. I'm just a
needy.
needy
Oh,
bitch.
correct. She said she can be a needy bitch,
I guess so.
but at
She
least
wouldn't laugh
you know the
without
truth.
me.
As I think that all dentists, sorry, Dr. MacD, we love you. But all of you can be needy with a capital N,
I guess I have to
to
look at
where
that. All right.
we definitely need the weekends to recover from that neediness.
No.
All right. Well, moving on. I'm going to move on to the next question. I'm going to move on. Which I asked you, does the discrimination exist in rather race or gender? So I appreciate you giving me your honest opinion on that. My next question was, who is that one person who would say that gave you the drive and inspired you to keep going?
My daughter.
Why?
Seeing her at such a young age, not being able to have the life that I felt I had growing up, definitely pushed me to make sure I can give her everything she needs. Sometimes wants. I don't want that kind of daughter. It's just a jerk. But yes, to a certain extent, whatever she wants.
Because even from the time she was born, she was right there with you from the
With
hotel,
nothing.
and when you had
She didn't have her
nothing.
first Christmas till she was almost 3. I think she was 3.
Because at that point, that's when
I had the
kinda-
money to do something for her. Yeah. So definitely look at her, and I always say dentistry definitely chose me. I didn't choose it. I didn't realize I loved it until I did it. It just
Because you
it just
were-
happened to be that I love it.
Do you?
I do. I love all aspects of it, except what don't I like? Endo. It's the easy answer. Posterior endo.
Oh,
Why did I even have to pause?
Yeah, I was wondering. Why?
Yeah, like wow, yeah, no.
So
it's-
endo,
it's,
what is it about endo that you don't like? And explain to our listeners what endo is.
Endodontics is just don't do that. Don't make me get off.
Yes, because there are.
It is root
I have a
canal,
lot of listeners
endodontic
that
therapy.
Don't have anything to do with it. Don't know anything.
Well,
about
endodontics
it. So
is
please explain
root
it.
canal therapy. You can do it different ways. I just do non-surgical root canals, and it's basically where you go in and you take the pulp, the tissue, blood supply, everything, the nerve tissue out of the tooth, so the tooth is no longer painful, and you seal it with a material, and then you seal it up, and it's a tooth that can stay in there, and you can use it, but it has no blood supply or nerve tissue in it. It's basically when the decay gets so deep, or a fracture. It can be many things. A fracture, decay, whatever the situation is, the pulp is involved, and the pulp is the life of the tooth. And so you go in and take that out. But once you go from anterior to most posterior, it's a little bit more complicated. And
Why is that?
because the teeth have different. Everybody has different anatomy, but your molar areas have many more canals than those anterior teeth that have one. So one canal is super easy, and then you go in there, and
you
then
go
let it
like
be
3.
a tooth that's been 4 or 5, some 6.
Yeah.
Let it be something that has been dead for a while, and you have to find that canal, which is a task in itself. I don't really want to do that all the time. Sometimes, sure, that's fine. Yeah, can't do that every day.
So your daughter is what keeps you inspired.
Yes. Well, initially. Of course, my kids.
But now
of
your
course.
kids, of course, your family, because it has grown. You have a husband. And I know that you had your second child. Of of course, you have your family to support you, I'm sure.
But for sure, her. It was just me and her for the longest.
Yeah. Because you've gone through a lot, and it was just you.
Just me and her, and she was literally what kept it going.
You think that was what that driving force that really kept you?
Absolutely. Knowing that she couldn't have this, she couldn't have that, but she was still happy. She was smiling. She was a baby. She doesn't remember, but I do, and I just know how my childhood was. Mine was amazing. I was very sheltered, as far as from parents' problems, and I didn't want her to grow up aware of my problems. And so, if my parents were going through a hardship, it was kept between them. They discussed it. We were not privy to that information. So, I wanted to make sure she grew up like that.
So, how do you think, would you share those life experiences with her now, at this point?
Not at this age, but I think she's still too young. But when she says all the time, she's like, remember when we were poor? And, because, I have certain stories. Like, she'll ask about her first Christmas.
Because you, in essence, want to keep them humble as well.
Right. No, yeah, of course. I mean, she'll definitely know where she comes from. She says that all the time.
I think that's important, especially because they don't have to struggle now.
Right.
But
I don't want her to make the same decisions that I made.
Right.
And so I'm basically just, I'm going to be completely honest with her. Right now, her dad's the apple of her eye. I mean, that's like, is that her saying? I don't even know that saying. Like, but it's like, that's her knight in shining armor. That's her, she loves her daddy. And, I don't think it's my place to mention anything about our history.
Right.
And so,
I got you.
Later in life, she might want to have a one-on-one with me, but even then...
Would you be honest then?
I'll be honest to... I don't want to say honest to an extent. I'll be honest completely, but the details don't have to be there.
You wouldn't tell her the details?
She doesn't need to know those
things.
She doesn't need to know those details.
With her?
Yeah. Well, no, she'll know what I went through with her. She won't know details.
She was present through
right, yeah. No, she'll be aware.
Even though she does not know, she was definitely present through...
She'll know why and, what happened. She won't know the details, like, it was a sunny day. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then, we won't go there.
Right.
But she will know what happened when she asks.
Okay.
But I don't want any view of her father to have anything to do with me. I want it to be because that's her dad and that's what he has presented to her.
I got you. I got you. What is your outlook on life and where our culture stands today?
What do you mean?
As far as our culture, meaning us in essence as a community or group of black culture, the things that we've gone through, because in essence, where we stand today and where we were over 400 years ago is definitely a big change, but there's some things that still remain the same to me. There is certain dynamics of our jobs to where I feel that in essence is related to me. I'm trying to keep this.
It's just very broad as far as...
yeah, I'm trying to keep this in a way, because I know that we're broadcasting, but I'm trying to keep it in a way that because I want to publish this. But, and when I ask you what the outlook on life, let me say what the outlook on your life is and where our culture stands today. So... where do you think our culture stands today as far as being a black community? Now,
I don't think we're really a community.
And that's exactly where I'm talking about, because
I don't think that there's enough people who are willing to help and do what they you know, whatever is in their power, whatever they can do. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be anything. I don't think there's enough in the Black community